Good morning, Yasmine.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. Hey, for the topic of today, always great to get with you and to have a
Yes.
discussion. When it comes to fixers, flippers, and that forever home, reviving the old and creating the new, what do you think about that? When it comes to so many people like talk down and are negative about investors and about flippers and about how they're messing up the market and everything else. But what is your perspective? I mean, what do you think of it all?
Well, my opinion is investors are not really in the way. Yes, they're messing up the market, but that's a different subject. But typically, and we all do, we get like 15 text messages, right, a day from investors. Do you have an off-market listing? And I typically, I had a phase where I really got upset. I'm like, if I have one, I won't come to you because my service is to the seller and I want to get them the highest possible price. I'm not going to sell, off market and give you a deal. So, oh, but you're going to get the listing. I'm like, I don't care if I'm going to get the listing. My poor seller's here in the beginning. But the
Right.
thing is, so in a sense of they're messing up the market, well, if they buy off market, which a lot of them do, they're then going in and they remodel the house. And it all depends, are they reputable? Are they sloppy? So there's so many different variations on how these flippers work that I feel you just need to it's one at a time. We can't just say they're all the same.
Right.
Investors, flippers, whatever you want to call them. I think if they have an established reputation, I'm all for it because they do a good job. And
Yeah, lipstick on a pig doesn't benefit anybody. I mean, that's for sure.
no,
And so,
yeah,
but the other side of it is they do the thing that so many people don't face the fact of. Like for example, there's areas in my area, in my community, where I drive past a house and it's been vacant for literally years, and they won't sell it. It's an estate sale. Well, the estate's taken over, and they won't sell it, and it's just getting dilapidated, weeds, dilapidated. It's just falling apart. And it's like a flipper or an investor would come in, they would make it because that's an eyesore and it devalues the
yes,
entire community. Where
agreed.
comes in, they take it, even if they make some money on it, so be it. Welcome to the American
Yes.
way. But they fix it up and they beautify the area. But what do you think these people that come in? Do you think even investors? Do you think investors need real estate agents, or do you think they can just fly without it?
I think investors need real estate agents because their focus is, I think it's a package deal. I think they really need them. Yes, they could have a license just to kind of have their eye on the market and go on MLS and see, hey, what's happening in this neighborhood? We just bought this. Where's our top? Where's the top? And whatever, or they work as a team with an agent, where sometimes they say, okay, we are doing 15 houses a year, Yasmin, and we know that your normal commission is this, but let's come up with a package deal. um, that I think is an option, but I honestly, I mean, any investor should consider working with a realtor. Just, we treat it as still getting them the highest possible price. I mean, that's what a realtor should be for. Otherwise, who cares about us if we don't bring any value?
Right, absolutely. And especially those that are just getting into the investing world or into the
So,
flipping world. They absolutely, and there's, sad to say, every profession has them, but I just know of real estate agents that quite frankly just takes advantage of some of those,
yes,
and instead of adding value, they just want to get in, get the deal, get the commission, no, the old commission chasers, so to speak.
yes,
And
yes,
they, like, I know of people that have significantly overpaid for properties, especially if they don't have an agent. They just get all excited. They go, "Oh, we don't have an agent, so we can do this, this, and this," and they end up overpaying. They end up upside down in the house, their first flip, and so forth. Have you had any experience
yes.
with that?
I did have experience recently. It was a young couple, and their very first investment property. They're both in tech, so they want to focus on that a little bit. So they it first of all, they hired this online 999 company that is has no foot on any ground, right? They just check, oh, the comps say this, the market is this. The market is sometimes behind, right? So that whatever algorithm didn't catch that the market in that neighborhood had totally shifted. So what ended up happening, they paid $100,000 over the list price
Ugh.
for a fixer, and I was like, they already paid the top of the market. But they felt, and the floor plan didn't work. There no primary suite, two little bedrooms upstairs, no primary bathroom, and then two bedrooms downstairs, and like all very small, everything so choppy, not at all anything that a flipper should do. But I'm like, I walked in because they called me, and I walked in and I said, I mean, what do you say when you know somebody?
Yes, what
So,
did you say, Yasmine?
well, what I did say, they had this little tiny, and I just did a sale in the same area. So they had this, what is it called? It's a shed. They had a larger shed that would with a raised ceiling, so it was nice on the inside. And she's like, "Oh, we're just going to, slap the front door from the main house on there, and call it a day. It'll be for or whatever tools, lawnmower." And I'm like, whoa, exactly the opposite you're going to do, because we need to add value here and you need to. This was, I would say, $5,000 worth of advice I gave them right out the gate.
Okay.
So I think they followed it. It just went on the market. They texted me last night saying we went ahead and we did the same thing as we did with a purchase, not realizing how much money they've already lost. Right? They've already lost 100,000 just purchasing it. Then they spend 150, so they are 250,000 in. The stuff that they chose was not wisely done. Like I said, she wanted to, well, I didn't say that, but she wanted to create this wonderful feeling, and have a plant here and fake this and the stage. I mean, it looks nice. I looked at the staging because I also gave her advice on how to do the staging. Um, but now they are on the market with that house that's so overpriced and so dated, even though it's nicely done on the inside, but it's still, I told them what to do and they didn't. And I think they're not, well, it's not going to go their way. And I feel bad, but they did at least do the little shed. They turned into a separate office. I said, get new windows, get a nice door, and make it like a separate office, put a desk in there. Because you can see it from the kitchen. So it's kind of nice. But
Right.
the rest of the stuff, it was just a mess. And all I can do is say, I wish you all the best. I didn't want to be too negative. I wish you all the best. But, if things change and you actually want marketing and you actually want an agent who is on the ground, who can help you through this, let me know. I mean, I, of course, I can't, I'm not going to compete with $1,000 thing and reduced for the buyer. They'll never find a buyer, in my opinion. But, on the other hand, of course, I wish them all the best. And
Oh,
I
for
hope they'll
sure.
call me.
For sure. I mean, in this business, we have such a plethora of experiences on both sides of the spectrum, meaning joy, excitement when it comes to birth and marriage and
Yes.
growth and building wealth. And then on the sad side of divorce and death and overpaying and losing and foreclosure and all that kind of stuff. It's
Yes.
like we just have such an opportunity to be all over the place. There's never a boring day in real estate from my standpoint of view. Every
Yes.
deal is unique and just I love it. I absolutely love it. But I agree with you 100%. Being able to bring the perspective, because stop and think about it. If they would have had you in their corner when they purchased, they never would
Yes.
have paid $100,000 above the
It's so
market.
sad. I'm like, why didn't you call me? I mean, you found me. I mean, it was out of the blue. I said, you found me to interview with me. Oh, and the thing was, another realtor, they wanted to interview another realtor who was focusing on that area. Yeah. And he came and he drove around, he looked at the house, he looked at what they paid for. He didn't even get out of the car, and he said, "No, thank you. I'm
Oh,
not going to take this listing and have it here for 6 months and nothing ever happens." So they already, yeah, so that was before they met with me. And I came in with a new perspective and ideas on how we can actually make it work. And I feel the most important ones, like the curb appeal, they did not do. And that is a big mistake because if somebody drives up like that realtor and says, "No, thank you, I don't want the listing," that's a good sign that you need to work on curb appeal, right? So,
oh,
but
for sure,
it was
for sure, for sure.
intense. I feel so bad for them.
Oh, it is so sad. I had a client. Well, actually, what ended up happening was they called me up. They were in a contract, and they had a house that they were selling, and and they had two homes. So they were living in one, and they were selling the other one, and they showed me the contract. Yasmine, it was so bad. And I said, "You're toast. You're going to lose everything. You're going to lose it all." And I said, "There's only one play that we have, and that is for me to try to intimidate the other side because contractually they've got you over the barrel. You are done. But if I can intimidate
Wow.
them, then we might be able to make something roll." So I did. I intimidated them. I was able to save them $100,000, which they were
Oh,
ecstatic about. But but my point is, if they would have had an agent in the first place, they would have
yes. So
never
sad.
had the problem. It's so sad.
Yes.
And people think agents are so expensive, and I'm like, no, no, no. Not having an agent is expensive.
Yes.
That's where you're going to pay the big bucks.
Yes.
So
And I
anyway,
mean, they said they were extreme. I mean, the husband would have hired me on the spot, but the wife was just like, she was so excited to be in her, "Oh, I'm an investor now. I'm a flipper now. And look what I have chosen." And, I kind of wasn't so gentle on certain things where I'm like, rather than doing this, you should have taken care of the backyard and the front. And, she was like, whoa. But, I feel like I needed to say that. And I said, I really feel next time you find a property, definitely call me before you write an offer. And they did write a nice text back and they said, "We were so impressed with you, but with the money that we spent, we just need to go with the cheapest possible list price." And I'm like, and I sent them a note back saying, "Not sure this is the best approach because I mean, now you need me more than ever."
right.
But, and she wanted to, "Oh, I hired a stager and I'm going to make it all homey." And I'm like, whoa, again, whoa, what a homey, like what homey? No, nobody, millennials don't want to see homey. Millennials have their program in their brain, and and there is a system to the madness. Like, for example, I right now have a listing coming up, a townhouse in an area newer, but it's not an end unit. So there are these three, four townhouses, my and there are three others in the neighborhood. So I took my stager with me and I said, "Here, take a look at these three. We're not staging like that." So I'm not only going in with new paint, everything, very different what other people did, but we are also going to go in ultra modern. I want to really set myself apart. It cannot be what anybody else has in their houses already. So it's really difficult because our market has shifted so much. So you need to come out with a bang. I don't do anything off market. I'm not even telling my office. I'm not saying a word until we go on MLS, just because I know there are companies who want to do only in-house sales, and you know those companies. But I'm like, the worst thing, and we talked about this before. Worst thing is to make somebody think, "Oh, we're going to sell your house off market within our company." I'm like, and why would I want this? So, anyways, I don't even talk about my listings in the office, and I think it's good to talk your listings in the off about your listings in the office when the market is very, very hot, and a buyer would right out the gate pay $200,000 over, where you can kind of anticipate that being in the open market, having 15 offers or just having this guy giving me 200 above right away, maybe that would be attractive for the seller,
Right.
but not right now.
Well, and when what you're summarizing, what you're wrapping up is we're professionals are hired to be just that. We're not just people that just go along to get along. We add value. We add perspective. And so you're not. Sometimes you provide all that information to your office, and sometimes you don't. It's strategically what is in the best
Mm,
interest of your client, and that's what we constantly have to be thinking about. How do I handle this and do so in the best interest of my client?
absolutely, absolutely. And I love how, we definitely vibe on that aspect. I love our discussions about, global and worldly stuff, where we differ. But I think real estate, we both know our ethics and our value. And that's why I love having these conversations with you.
Absolutely, you're amazing. I
Thank
love
you.
the way you treat your clients and the how you
Thank
take
you.
your fiduciary duty so seriously. That is awesome because not all agents do. We're not all of the same brand when it comes to being agents. Just like every other profession, there's some
Yeah.
that come across, and you're top notch, top notch.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
Thanks so much.
you're amazing, Yasmine. We look forward to seeing
Thank you.
you again next week. You take care.
Great. See you soon. Bye.